let me go ahead and add our special guest to the phone call. And I believe we are now joined with Raechelle Bartley right here, right now. Hello.
Hey, how are you guys?
I'm doing real good. We're doing pretty good. How are you?
I'm all right. Just trying to get my voice back a little bit.
Yeah, I did notice that you had the legenivitis or something.
No, laryngitis. No,
Laryngitis,
no
yeah.
gum disease here. Yeah, laryngitis. Just
But
means my voice is gone.
I gotta give you credit for being a trooper and still wanting to do the interview. So thank you for being on the show this evening.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. Thank you guys.
All right, let's go ahead and get started. Talk a little bit about yourself and how did your modeling career got started.
Um, I wouldn't really say that it's like started. But I really kind of fell into it when I was younger in California. Um, I just kind of got spotted on the beach, and I did a couple of things for some local board shops and some T-shirt companies, and then I really fell out of it when I moved to Oklahoma until a few years back, and I just kind of jumped back in. I've loved every minute since.
Now, I first heard of you through the Dead Babes, in which you are a part of. I've
Uh,
interviewed a majority of the Dead Babe models over the last couple of years. What made you decide to join Joe and company?
I'm actually mutual friends with Ayana through some of my other local friends here in Oklahoma, and she had talked to me a little bit about what the Dead Babes and Joe were all about, and what they were doing, and how they really kind of were different. I don't really like mainstream type things. I like to work with local artists, and I like to work with up-and-coming entrepreneurs. I feel like they have more to lose, so they work harder. And she sent me over the link saying that they were looking for new girls, and I sent in my stuff, not really thinking much about it, because I just recently started working with the Jaded Bombshells. So it's kind of one of those, like, if it happens, cool. Like, I could totally dig working with these girls. If it doesn't, I could always try again later and just keep track. And I did, and I actually sent in pictures that were initially taken for my husband. I sent the wrong file over to Joe, and they sent me a message back just a few days later, and here I am.
And do you consider yourself an alternative model or more of a mainstream model?
I don't put a label on myself. I'm, I wouldn't say that I'm traditional or alternative. I kind of just do whatever feels right at the time. But I definitely am more of an artistic person, which is why I enjoy the alternative aspect. I like the freedom that that actual name gives you.
For those who just joining us, this is Chilling with Jeff and Kenny C. We are live over at chillingbroadcasting.com and itmyradio.com. We are joined with our guest this evening, Raechelle Bartley. Be on the lookout for her on Dead Babes and Bombshells as well. Um, Now, what type of modeling do you like to do? Are you more of the glamour, fashion? What type of modeling do you like to do?
I really enjoy most of it. I don't do nude. That's where I draw the line, but I'm always open for ideas for sure. I don't really like swimsuit either. I'm kind of funny like that. But I like high fashion. I do like glamour. And like we were talking about earlier, I do like alternative also. I like fantasy art. I don't have a favorite yet, really.
And who do you consider as influences in your modeling career?
I have a lot more influences than one person, but realistically for me, I'm influenced by everything around me, not just people. I'm influenced by natural disasters and current events and pop culture, things like that.
What are some goals you like to set for yourself going forward?
I want to, in the end, I want to be able to look back at what I've done and not only just be like, that's rad, I did that, but to be able to say that I encouraged somebody else or that, I helped someone out along the way. For me, it's really about empowering other people and letting people know that, you may be thicker, you may have ginormous eyes in your mind, or you may have a snaggle tooth, things like that. I find those to be really, really beautiful in people, and people really just should not let that be what stops them. If being a model is their dream, I say go for it. I am far from perfect. My flaws are what made me actually push harder and go on. So if I can say at the end of the day that I did that for someone, I inspired them to try, that's my biggest goal, is just to live happy, satisfied, and to know that I've helped someone else. Fame isn't really something that I aspire for. If it happens, that's cool, but I'm a normal chick. I have 2 kids. I have a husband. I have full-time jobs. So, right now this is something that I enjoy to do, and I hope that, it goes further to help someone else, but that's really what it's about, helping other people.
Are you familiar with the model who goes by the name of Vicky G. Funk?
Yes, I love her. She's actually, she lives in Hemet, Oklahoma, or Hemet, California. I lived there when I was little, and I saw her on a friend of mine's group, and when I saw where she was from, it was totally bizarre, and so I messaged her, and she just seemed so rad, and her pictures were amazing. I asked her to apply to Joe and the Dead Babes, but also to Heather Doss over at the Jaded Bombshells. She absolutely captivated me, and she is now a full-fledged official bombshell, I believe.
Yeah, she mentioned that when I interviewed her a few weeks ago. She's a very cool chick.
Yeah.
And just that name alone, Vicky G. Funk, just how she got that name. She actually got the G Funk is because of a song "Regulate" by Warren G and Nate Dogg. So,
Oh, wow.
yeah, so that was quite interesting as to cause
You said that, and the song Regulators just totally started playing in my head.
oh yeah, that's one of
Crazy.
that's one of the smoothest songs you'll probably ever hear in your life.
I'm telling you, that song will never get old, ever.
It's just timeless. It's just
It is,
you know
for sure.
you know a good song when you hear it, and that's just one of those good songs.
Yeah, for sure.
So talk a little bit of now. A lot of people, and especially the listeners, they are familiar with the Dead Babe song. They know what they are all about. But talk a little bit more about the Bombshells and how did that came about.
I do some share for sharing on my fan page, and they actually came across, I believe it's been a while, a year ago, and I was helping promote a couple of girls in the Playboy, the social program, and I had seen them come up, and I don't know if you guys are familiar with Heather Doss or Trisha Fine, but these 2 girls they're crazy. Heather Doss is the founder of the Jaded Bombshells, and this chick is crazy beautiful. Like, we're talking bananas beautiful. And so I started kind of following them and seeing what they were about. And when I went to their information page a couple of months back, because I took the winter off, I didn't book any shoots or anything like that. I took some family time for my daughter and my son. I do that once a year, like some reflection time. I had went and checked them out again, and their mission statement was absolutely, it just caught me. They're all about being you, not changing who you are, embracing your flaws, because every person is beautiful. And that really spoke to me, not just from a model standpoint, just from a person. We come from a society that's very look-oriented. We're all about how much we spend on our clothes, how many Facebook friends we have, things like that, instead of who we really are. And it really spoke to me. So I sent Heather an email, and I told her a little bit about myself and just what her girls really meant to me, what they were doing, and how I really, really appreciated what she did. And I was sitting at my daughter's dentist office, and I got the email. It buzzed me, and it was an offer to try out. And about a week later, I was made the one and only Oklahoma bombshell. So it was totally rad.
What do you consider as the highlight of your modeling career thus far?
That's kind of hard. Let's see. I would really say that the highlight for me is a local event here in Tulsa, and I may actually get to do it this year. I was a finalist last year, but I didn't participate due to some events that had happened. The Tulsa Arts and Humanities District hosts a fashion show every year, and only a few girls are really picked to walk it, and that was really a big thing for me. That and to be able to be a part of a group like the Bombshells, that's probably something I'm super, super proud of.
And why don't you go ahead and promote your links, Facebook, Twitter, just how can people get in touch with you, spread the word on the Bombshells as well?
For sure. You guys can get a hold of me. I am on Twitter, and that's at Raechelle B. You can for sure get a hold of me and all the other girls, including Vicky G. Funk, at facebook.com/jadedbombshells. Don't forget to check us out. The Dead Babes e-zine is getting ready to launch. We're super excited about what that's going to entail, and I believe that's going to stay deadbabes.org. You can get a hold of me on Facebook, Raechelle Bartley. There's also the Raechelle Bartley fan page. Or for pictures you can't see on Facebook, no nude ones, guys. It's sparkdaddy.net, Raechelle_Bartley.
Everybody go to the links that she mentioned. Check out the Dead Babes, which is a proud supporter of deadbabes.org, and be on the lookout for those Jaded Bombshells as well. Raechelle Bartley is part of both modeling groups, and she is joining us right here on Chilling with Jeff and Kenny C. What would your advice be to anyone that wants to be a model, that wants to pose pictures, that wants to do what you do for a living? What would your advice be?
I would definitely tell people who are just getting in, be careful. I've met some really sketchy cats out there. Definitely check references and know what you want to do. Know what you're comfortable with, because you are going to get asked to do a lot of things that you may or may not be comfortable with. These pictures don't go away. They stay on the internet forever. And then get out there. Do it. Put your name out there. Check the websites. Check local schools. They have photographer classes that if you're building your port, they're more than willing to do time for shots, which are just trade shots. But do it. Don't let somebody tell you that you're not good enough or you can't do it, because believe me, it's totally possible. Just know what you want to do and go for it.
One more thing I would like for you to do before we let you go. It's like a station ID. It's like a voice drop. All you have to do is say your name. And right after you say your name, you say you are listening to Chilling with Jeff and Kenny C.
This is Raechelle Bartley, and you are chilling with Jeff and Kenny C.
Perfect. I want to thank you so much for joining us this evening despite being under the weather. You get yourself some much needed rest. Take some medicine, some soup. Do what you got to do. And be on the lookout for Raechelle over at Facebook and on Twitter. And check out her photos over the Jaded Bombshells fan page as well as the Deadbaits website, deadbaits.org. Great talking to you, Raechelle. Thank you for your time. And you have any final words and shout-outs?
Yeah, I want to shout out. First, I want to say thank you to you guys because you're rats. You're awful quiet tonight, though. But for sure, a shout out to my husband, Bo. His birthday is next Friday.
Well, happy birthday to him. And again, thank you for being on. You have a good night.
You too. Later, guys.
All right, bye-bye. That was Raechelle Bartley joining us here on Chillin' with Jeff and Kenny C.